Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to Mountain Blade Warband. We are playing the Vikngr mod. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is the Battle of Hastings. Yes, as you can see, the English versus the Normans. And this is not like Eric the Viking, so all the Normans are not called Norman. Blimey, they're a noisy bunch, aren't they, this lot? Oh god, master of the field. Oh dear. So, look at these fine fellows. Rothberg de Berlin. Look at them. Banging their shields. It actually sounds like there's construction going on, I have to say. Yeah, there we go. We are live, wonderful. And you've got Alain de Roux with a fine moustache. Look at that. That's a moustache to live among the ages. And over here, you can see a horse detachment. Avenel Uffinger. Who are they led by? Wilhelm Uffinger. The Duke, no less. How can he not be a Duke with a bowl haircut like that? Just beautiful stuff. Now, so, we're going to see what happens as these guys are all getting set up. So you've got the standard troops all getting together. Look at all these javelin men. Don't they look fantastic? Henri Cachot de Buffon. Nice. Lohan, the reticent. Listen to that. Looking to intimidate their foe. Look at that. Now, the guy is getting set up. Let's have a look around, shall we? Oh, hello. Oh, goodness. A lot of rattling going on here. Look at these guys on the hill. Doesn't it look fantastic? Oh, wow. Look at this. This is amazing. This is going to get very, very messy. Look at all these fantastic rounded shields. Obviously, you know, fine shields. Look at that. Now, some of these might be Saxons, Britons. I mean, obviously, so-called Saxons because of the small axe they used to carry called the seax, I believe. And Normans, the Normans were from Normandy. Oh, hello. Look at this. Oh, they've started throwing the javelins. They're starting to throw. The question is, when are they going to break an attack? Now, they've got cavalry on the side. There we go. Dog Roffle is dead. The first canine casualty. And look at this. Some of the boys pulling back. Now, obviously, if you look here, these fellas have the high ground. Yes. No jumping into lava here, boys and girls. Now, over on the flanks, you've got these guys. What's going on here? An unfortunate arrow could cause a problem for the Saxons. Look at these fellows. Sweatman. And a random bowman over here. Awu. And Schrödinger, and look at that. Clodimir Aquitaine. And the chat suitably keeping in with the language of the year, so to speak. Oh! Oh, that told you, didn't it? That told you. MF Robin, sneaky bowmaning over there. Oh, goodness me. There we go. It's kicking off, boys and girls. And up they come towards the Saxons. You can see some of them pulling back on the right flank. The left flank. Oh, here come the horses. right into the back of their opponents. They're going to try and make them break because they can't fight on two forces, on two directions. This is going to be a problem for them. And the horses look like they're actually being taken out quite significantly. Some are being taken down as they get caught up in the melee in the middle. But some still manage to make it out. Correction, and he's on the floor and he's brutally murdered as yet more horses come charging into the battle. Look at this, mano a mano. P.I. Edward sliced across the back. That was brutal. And still, the melee continues here. Look at this, fantastic stuff. Many, many axes being used. You can see these fine gentlemen. Oh goodness, what's going on here? Oh my goodness, it's De Bolin with a crossbow. Currently deciding to cheese it in the opposite direction. Oh, blimey, just got shot in the back. Who did that? Who did that? Brunhild. Yeah, that clearly hurt. And now you can see the rest of the forces continuing to battle it out. Look at this. It looks like the Saxons may have the advantage. Look at that. Oh, correction. Yeah, that's exactly what's happened. Well, clearly things didn't work out for the Normans as they had hoped. Well, we're back with the Battle of Hastings, and I guess the Normans get another try. It's a different day. Even though I have to say it's not very English weather. It's not overcast enough to be English. But anyway. So, you can see these fine Saxons getting set up. In fact, one thing, I do actually have a book at home, even though I am technically at home, but I think it's at work at the moment, is the Anglo-Saxon Chronicle, as written by Alfred the Great. Very, very interesting reading. In fact, there was a BBC TV series where the guy did a reading from the Anglo-Saxon Chronicle in original Middle English, and that was fantastic. So many similarities in the languages that we use now, because obviously, you know, we've got words that have been taken from German and French and Italian and so many other ways, and to just hear it sort of in its original Middle English is quite a sublime thing, I have to say. And there is the battle force over here setting up. And now the Normans move forward. Those fine teardrop shields. And moving up onto the hill. With the cavalry moving on the left. Not all of the cav on the right, but they do have some additional forces. Getting ready to move. Look at this. Strixien. There's Dare. And now you can see them obviously pushing up a hill. The Saxons have the advantage of the high ground, of course. And they're spread, their forces. I think it's fair to say that, you know, it's a good spread of forces here across the top of this hill. It's going to be interesting to see how it turns out for them. Because obviously, they've got to watch out for that Norman cavalry. Not particularly heavy, but it can do a devastating job. But, with any luck, what can happen is these fine fellows with their pole arms can be used. Brace their pole arm against the ground, stop the horse from charging in. And look at this. The Normans moving across and into the centre. Now, that makes me worried that this right flank could be susceptible, but we'll have to wait and see as the King... William the Bastard. Yeah, I know. So said because he was born out of wedlock, not because he was a particularly unctuous person. You bastard. So, there we go. Oh, the first death. Goran de Bretu is no more. The first casualty among the Norman army. And there's a crossbowman in the background. Now you can see these guys. Coward! Love it. Oh, hello. What are you doing down here? Logie de Bolognese. Bit of sauce, you know, the odd meatball. Fine. Anyway. Here we go. Look at this. And now you can see a probing attack there by the Normans. And forcing here the Saxon right flank is starting to push back. Now, it's going to be interesting to see, can they get some kind of enveloping action as the left flank of the Saxons has broken. You've now got the Normans pushing hard on the Saxon left flank. Now this is a possibility for the Normans to charge in and surround. And look at this, the line turns almost immediately to try and essentially envelop the other. At the same time, the horses come charging in as well into the massive scrum in the centre. And this is interesting to see how it turns out. Look at this, the horses. There's not many left. A lot of them have been felled. And we're looking here as Vikngr is about to take a large pole to the centre. Not looking good for him. Oh, fine. Stabbing, sir. Jomsburg. Look at that. Goes in for another stab. Oh, fine stab again. It's that long pole arm reach. It's all about the long pole, ladies and gentlemen. Look at that. Glorious stuff. And that can really turn it up. And look at this as the guy is getting reformed again. And look at this in the force of numbers. It's relatively equal, I would say. Maybe the Saxons have a slight advantage. We'll have to wait and see how it turns out. But obviously some of these guys having to drop the swords, change out the alternative weapons. Oh heavens, hello. It's Jomsborg again, getting attacked with an axe. Oh, fine slice from him there. And here he is, Richard de Melanchot. Melanchot. We call him that. Anyway, he's decided to cheese it and has taken survival as an alternative option to, obviously, grisly and bloody death. Oh, hello, horse. Random horse. And look at this. One of the few Normans remaining. Willem de Breton with an arrow out of his butt has been felled. Now, Richard de Melanchot, currently last seen going that way, was then unceremoniously murdered out in the field. How unfortunate. So, after 2 offensives by the Normans, now we're in a situation. Now, it's a bit confusing because obviously some of these have picked up the teardrop shield as opposed to the large roundel shield. Stinking turd. Thank you. Commonly associated with the Saxons. And obviously Viking classes, you know. Huscarls, all that. Oh, hello. There's the Duke. Rallying troops. Now. Look at these fellows. Waiting. These fine mounts ready to go. Look at all of them, aren't they lovely? Oh, hello. So I think it's possible that they've done a side change. And so obviously the Saxons would have had lesser armour than the Normans. The Normans obviously a very sort of scale mail, chain mail type arrangement, as you can see from some of these guys. There is obviously, those are only probably for the nobles. Obviously this is before the time of the likes of the massive longbow, I believe, which I think only came around 1300s maybe? Yeah, I think it was 1300s, and the Battle of Cressy and all that stuff, so I could be incorrect, as people in comments will no doubt correct me if that is the case. But I think it was the British longbow that changed the Battle of Cressy to being a complete rout for the French. So, look at these guys rattling the tin. What's going on? Look at them all. That looks like a German flag to me. I suppose, technically speaking, you know, the Saxons were originally German stock, in the same way that those people from East Anglia in the UK are originally settled from the Angles, which would have been a clan from Denmark and that general area. So, yeah, we're just a match of many, many cultures in this country, which is a great thing to see. And we're about to see a whole lot of murdering. But it does make you appreciate, imagine having to do this thing for real. The mud, the squelch, the heat, the blood, the screams of the dying, and the moaning of the people who are lagging out. Which is, you know, these things tend to happen. But yeah, imagine that. We've got it easy, really, sitting at the end of a computer, you know, swinging a virtual sword at a virtual enemy and trying to block them. But yeah, when you think about the guys who had to do it for real, it's awe-inspiring, but also terrifying at the same time. There we go, look out come the shields, they're firing back with the archers. Oh, hello. Svenne Jomsberg, Golf. Look at these guys trying to do the damage with the bows. Oh, look at this. I wonder if they're going to go for a champion fight. That would be interesting. So the war is settled. The war is settled by the two leaders in single combat. Oh, that's a harsh comment there. I see no champions on your side. Oh dear. I love how much this community gets into these battles, gets into the moment. It's just glorious. It's so fun to see. Hild, the champion. Ah, where's Hild? We're still throwing... hang on, what's going on over here? Oh, horses. They want me to fight Hild. Could this be Hild? Oh, no. No, they're not going for that option. These guys are continuing to push up closer. The Normans are scared to fight our women. That reminds me of that line out of 300. Clearly you don't know our women. Oh, I love it. It's fantastic. Oh, hello! It's a jump on them! And that, ladies and gentlemen, show the Normans want to win. They clearly have no honour. And so they have tried to attack. Who's blowing his horn? Now's not the time to blow your horn. We're in the battle, damn it. Who's holding the standard? Wilhelm de Briga, or Briga, who is currently looking, well, decidedly undamaged, but this may not last long. Now let's get up high, see if we can figure out what's going on. Now you can see it's broken into various scrims, sort of battles, one there, sort of one there, and then one down here. Now this one's quite broken up. This one seems to be very concentrated right now. And you can see a number of the horsemen being taken down. And there you go, there you can see the sort of scale mail effect.
Low-born orc.
Low-born orc. Look at that, that's fine armour. Oh, hello, what's going on over here? There's more battles going on. Go on to Batu. Oh, dear. Seek Phantom is now dead. Oh, good heavens, look at this man. He's a veritable hedgehog of death. Sid Trigson, Torstein. Look at that. Look at that. That's serious hedgehogging right there, ladies and gentlemen. The battle hedgehog. Oh, hello. A counter-attack from the Saxons. Charging in to try and finish off the remaining Normans. Hello, what are you doing over here, Duke? Okay, well, here comes the Duke. Comes in with a pole arm and he's ready to impress the Saxons with the control of his pole. Meanwhile, the murdering continues over on the flanks. As you can see, the Saxons continuing to... Oh, bonks him on the head with the hilt of his axe. And then murders his opponent. Look at this. Fantastic stuff going in as these guys continue in the murderization. Those fine helmets. Oh, wow, double kill there. Nice, very nice. May have been a team kill, but hey-ho. Uh-oh, the king is in trouble. No, it's the Duke, actually. And the Duke has been undone. Duke William is no more. Oh, heavens. Yeah, okay, that didn't work. Well, there's a couple left. And let's see. Correction, there is Leon de Boulogne. Correction. He is now deceased. Well, we're back on the next attempt for these guys to attack, to try and correct history, so to speak. Because right now, they're losing. But obviously, this is just one battle, not necessarily the entire thing. Hello. Hello, your lordship. Wow. I wonder if they will meet up for a parley or something equivalent. Look at this, the guys, the troops are... Oh, heavens. Yeah, they're kind of chomping at the bit to get involved. Waiting up the top of the hill. And the Duke, with a little bit of smack talk there. What's going on here? Look at this. You've got guys over here on the right side. This small detachment, which could be looking to do a distraction. This is interesting. Loki Loofwinger. Carl Loafwingers. Oh, the Leofwingers. These fine fellows. Out on their own. Now, it can be interesting to see whether they can be used as a distraction to maybe break apart the main forces, but you've got these guys here who look to be trying to cover Brodeer and others. You've still got horse cavalry, as opposed to any other type of cavalry, wandering around. And William looking to bolster his troops with a stirring speech. Let's see. However, the arrow from his horse's butt probably indicates otherwise. Oh, that sounds lovely. There's Bleeding Dwern. And there's a nice team kill. It started well in the ranks. So let's see how the rest of it goes on. Oh, oh dear. Hello, boy. Oh! Look at this. Some of the armour has been repurposed. There's Wolfgang. And down goes Mabil, killed by Molester. That's serious homework right there from Schrödinger. Fine horn work from him. Is he going to do another horn job? Let's see. Oh, hello. And in they go. It's kicking off. As you can see here, the Normans are being a little bit more disciplined, maybe. Kind of trying to act as a shield wall to block in their enemy. Changing up the strategy, but the trouble is now, the left side of the shield wall doesn't have enough people on it and is prone to collapse. Now, whether or not the right side of the thing, you can see it starting to rotate. And they're trying to hold that wall as best they can. Oh dear. And look at this, it's just rotating around now. Whether or not they can push them back, it also means then that the Normans will be in a position of high ground. They can push down onto the Saxons, force them to flee. Let's have a look at the difference in numbers. I think it's fair to say it's very close. Maybe the Normans just about have it. Oh, fine slice from the man there. There's Pascal Jomsberg. Fine chopper at work there. And you can see them continue to fight. And it looks like the flag for the Normans still being held up. More deaths occur. The Saxons continue to push. Look at this. I think it's fair to say maybe the Normans just about have it here. It's difficult to actually put it down to any one side. But right now it's looking like these guys rotating around. Is that the Duke? It is the Duke. With a long pole arm going in for a nasty stab. And the Normans have won the battle. Interesting change in tactics there. Well, that last round just goes to show you how a quick change in tactics and approach can actually change the day and the fortunes on the battlefield. And so, these guys here, Fenris and Bledin Dwern, the false English king to a duel, I see. Harold versus the William the Bastard.
You puny podlicker! Coward! You puny podlicker!
Love it. Oh, careful, you set fire to yourself. Oh, in come the arrows already. You can see them putting up the shield to stop the arrows. And they're significantly more armoured this time around. Obviously, money is probably more available. Look at this. Turin de Berlin with his torch. Is he going to go and try and set fire to some people, maybe? Oh! Oh dear, the king! The Duke has been... His horse has been shot out from under him. And he backs away behind the safety of his lines. There is the Duke's horse, currently minus life and minus a Duke. Oh dear. So the Saxons continue. And look at this, over on the left side now. This detachement's back a little bit. The line isn't as long as the Norman line. And you can see them looking to try and take advantage of that. They can see that there is a small detachment on the right side, or the left side of the Saxon lines. And maybe they're looking to exploit that situation as they now start to move up. Grufrid, Allfinger, Durant Allfinger, Fulcher Allfinger, and Daya. Padiker. Lovely stuff. Now you can see the Saxons breaking into two distinct groups. Interesting. Now, whether or not you can see, the Saxons here will try and hold back the force, the primary force of the Normans, while this opposing force here decides to try and attack their right flank. You can see there is a bit of a gap. There we go, the gap's been filled. So they're filling up the gap, and you can see here the Saxons trying to move over to the left-hand side to stop the Normans getting into a circular type situation where they can encircle their enemy, because once you're encircled, you're pretty much dead. And there we go, in come the horses at the crucial moment to attack the Saxons from the rear and to try and break apart the defensive position of the Saxons. And these guys fighting for their lives. Fine stabbing work going in there. Raptos. Look at that Huskell shield. It's massive. I love it. Didn't do much good though, sadly. There he is. Noob de Berlin. Look at fine Noob. Looking wonderful. So, we can follow here as the murderizing continues. This gentleman, Hilmar Svenvar Jomsberg, currently not looking that well. Look at that. Defending himself from multiple poles and eventually getting a pole in the face. Look at this man here defending himself from the relentless attack. A 2-on-1 situation. Edvari Jomsberg. Until finally someone dived inside his left side and murdered him horribly. Look at this. Oh, he's lost his sword. Oh, that's bad news. Oh, sorry, lost his shield. Tancred de Berlin. And now he's going to have to try and look for a replacement shield if he can find one that's not broken. Because right now all he has is a chopper to defend him. He's not... There we go. So he now has another shield. No doubt caked with blood. And who's this man who looks very noble-like? Well, he ain't very noble anymore. Look at this. How we looking numbers-wise? Oh, it looks like we could be talking about a situation where the Normans could win this battle. And there you have it again. The Normans have won that round. Right, well, we're back. And, based on this, if I remember rightly, didn't the Saxons win the first 2 rounds? And the Normans have won the next 2 rounds. So it could be that as the final round occurs, this could be it. So the winner will take the battle and the kingdom. We'll have to wait and see how it turns out. Thank you. There we go. Oda de Beos is looking very ninja-like. Looks like he's about to be fired out of a cannon at any moment. As you can see now, the forces, it's going to be interesting to see how the Normans decide to mix it up on this occasion now. It's interesting to see that the blob of Saxons is more blobby than it was last time. And in fact, actually looks like slightly less numbers. Let's have a look. I think the number's 97 versus 101, so there's only a difference of 4, but they've gone for a double line formation. Oh, that's interesting. And now you can see here, you've got additional forces moving up. You've got the horse in the background, sniffing around. And that's what they've got to watch for. You've got these guys watching that area. At the same time, you've got this detachment over here of Normans. The Vikngrs. Get out of my way. And there you can see Wilhelm. The Briga. Or Briga. And there we go. Oh, look at this. And now you can see them being attacked almost immediately. And look at this, a slight curving of the defensive position by these guys. They've got to be careful. And this detachment may need to move over to the right side to reinforce the numbers, because it looks like that right side is in danger of breaking. At the same time, in comes the cavalry on that detachment. Oh, that's going to be an unfortunate moment for that detachment, but they are mostly polearm, so they can do a number on those horses. You can see they've claimed a number of victims from the horses that have come in, the cavalry, except for random horse there. And there, Gundwin de Bigot from Normandy. Who's also, oh, hello, Arisker, and random horse basically just sitting there watching it all occur around him. Now let's see what's going on, because could this be, oh, it looks like the English may just have it right now, just by a whisper. And another murdering occurring. And another one, another Norman goes down. Wow, Duke William is still alive here on the battlefield somewhere. This could be the end. We'll have to wait and see. Willem de Bretou, one of the last of the nobles. Here is Robert, or Rotbert, depending on your point of view. More murdering occurs. Have they lost the king? I think they may have done. It's not looking good. Oh, it's really not looking good. Gundwin de Bigot has been taken over. And here we go. This could be the final moments. As Daya gets taken down. Alf de Bretou is one of the last men standing. Where could he be? That is where he is. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Wow. Pretty damn good, I have to say. Oh dear. So, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. That has been the Battle of Hastings. Very interesting indeed. And obviously, my thanks to the mod makers. And my thanks to all the people who took involvement in this event. For the battles and the murdering and all the rest of it. Always good fun. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. The Battle of Hastings. Well, it turns out that that may not have been the end of it. Based on what we're seeing, look at this fort. Oh my goodness. Look at this piece of beauty. Absolutely lovely. Obviously, you know, nice in Fort Arboretum, I suppose you could say. Standard housing, which is obviously okay, but not ideal as there's no doors. But, you know, obviously these are things that can be considered in future designs. Of course, the most important thing in the entire fort is the beer. The ale that requires the drinking thereof. And so, look at that. The soup again. Pumpkin soup maybe, difficult to say. So, Here, look at this fort entrance. The guys are going to try and hold that okay, maybe they're not. Damn it! Oh, they're going to save the cabbages. The cabbages will be liberated or defended. Maybe this is Fort Cabbage. That would be kind of cool. Welcome to Fort Cabbage, ladies and gentlemen. But there's only one set of cabbages. I would have thought if it was Fort Cabbage, it would need to be inside the fort to protect, obviously, the welfare of said cabbages. This looks like a lord's tent, where the king might reside. Or the duke, I should say, based on the cloth that's there. Now, let's see. Over by the Arboretum. And these guys looking to defend the fort. Now look at this. Hello, fellas. Now, I'm surprised they haven't got a lot of archers there at the back palisades, I suppose you could call them. This is going to be the problem. They're then going to start breaking in. They've then got a second door to get through. And there's the eventual shield wall that's going to try and stop them. With the pole arms at the ready. Crossbows as well. Can you please open the door? Thank you. Well, bear in mind, they haven't really knocked on the door in any kind of serious way. I mean, you know, it's just door destruction. It's not really door politeness, but never mind. What's going on? Is there still some guys trying to sneak around the corner? Fine horn work there. The call to arms. Look at all these guys waiting for the inevitable breaking of the door. For the arrow storm that we know and javelin storm that we know will be coming almost immediately as soon as those doors fail. I have to say, they're doing a good job on the door. Yeah, it's really quite a hardy door, I have to say. And so these guys essentially politely waiting. And these guys a bit further back. And as you can see, catching the arrows from the defending archers and crossbowmen. Oh, lucky shot. And there's the door starting to break. Look at that, somebody snuck in. Orlando Lou is taken down. Look at this, and they're still poking the edges here. Look at this, get out of there. Oh, hello, they've snuck through. And the door's down. And the shield wall is there to meet them. Look at this. Oh, this is glorious. Lots of roaring and ahhing and rawr. And it looks like the shield wall is starting to break. You've got a few guys in there trying to get in behind it, and they got murdered very quickly. But look at this. These guys have their back. Oh my goodness, look at this. Rollo Ulfinger. Hail in Ulfinger. Look at these guys ready with the long pole arms for brutal murderization. The Horn O'Plenty is ready. Osborne waiting. And they're literally just pouring fire down onto these guys. Trying to get in through the door. They don't have any kind of battering ram. And it's going to be a nasty, nasty surprise waiting for them as soon as they break down that door. So, as you can see, the party has arrived. And the welcoming party is ready to say hello. Look at these guys patiently waiting. And the bodies, literally, they'll have to step over the corpses of their comrades to make their way in. Look at this. Wow. Persistent buggers, isn't they? William just lost that eye. There we go, one of the doors has started to flap on its hinge. It could be soon ready to die. Look at these fellows waiting. Bernard, Eustace, Quentin de Berlin. There's Gundulf. And look at these guys literally up here. Just stabbing people with the long pole arms. The guys trying to protect them from those long pole arms. But they're not doing a very good job, unfortunately. They just don't have the reach that they need to stop them from getting murdered. It's a real shame you can't, like, put... Oh, there we go. There goes the door, and you can't put a brace down. And in goes the stabby long things. The pole arms going in. Oh, my goodness. Look at this. Oh, good God. Oh, look at this. They've started to break out. No, I thought they're breaking out on the right. And the other part of the door is now open, and it's all kicking off. Look at this. Oh, wow. Can they hold it back against the flow of enemy coming into this point? And I have to say, this shield wall and spike wall and long pole arms are really doing a number on these guys. Absolutely incredible defense right now. Absolutely brutal. Look at this. Still more people coming because, you know, reinforcements. But they've got to get through this choke point, and this choke point is the problem for them. And the defensive position that they've got, there goes the other door. Now they can put more pressure on. But as you can see, the enclosing sort of crescent moon formation these guys have got. Oh, one's made it through. But it looks like it's going to be try and fill up those gaps as quickly as they can with the pole arms to try and stop them getting in. And then more reinforcements coming from the side and continue to poke them as they make their way down that main corridor. Oh my goodness, look at this. This is incredible. Absolutely incredible. Looks like some of them have made it out here on the left-hand side. They've made a little break, as it looks like the crescent has started a break, and that could be it. This could be a massive moment here for the defenders as they're starting to get overwhelmed slightly. Look at that. They bring in reinforcements to force in that left side. Try and contain it as best they can. Any attackers get murdered very quickly. And there's still some fighting on the walls occurring. But it looks like they're trying to hold back the Normans with some fine polearm work here. Look at this. This is incredible. Absolutely incredible. Guys coming in with the large choppers there, dying to the long reach of the polearms. And then immediately you can see the guys moving in even closer with literally backs to fronts and all the rest of it. So that they can essentially hold that position and hold that crescent shape to keep the enemy in. Because once they get in and break out completely, it's going to be a very hard situation for them to completely defend against it. You've still got a few stragglers making it through. But look at this, the defensive position is starting to waver here against the sheer onslaught. The sheer onslaught of the attackers. Wow. It's been like almost, about 5 minutes of just constant fighting. And polearms. Look at this, and they're still holding it. Wow, this is incredible. Absolutely amazing. And yet you see the reinforcements continue to pour in. You've got archers, shield men who can't really do a lot. And look at this, it's starting to break. It's starting to break. And it looks like, here we go, look at this. Immediately the polearm troops come in to try and reinforce that position. And it looks like they've managed to break through. Couldn't win the big O. Oh dear. I'd love to make that a thumbnail. That would be just glorious, wouldn't it?
Coward!
Oh, you got in the way just as... And here they are, moving back to defend their king. And there we go, you can see they've finally broken through. And they're defending the pumpkin soup. Oh, arrows going into their duke. And he's failed very quickly. And the battle of pumpkin soup continues. Or maybe it's the siege of the pumpkin fort, possibly. Or the wars for the pumpkins. War of the pumpkin soup. There we go. That's what we call it. Hello.
I dare you, live from limb.
Okay, thank you for that. Now, 3 minutes and 28 seconds left on the clock. And the English have captured it. Wow. Holy crap, that was intense.